side. There is a light that shines special for you and me. There are times when you need someone. I will be by your side. There is a light that shines special for you and me.
6th chapter of Daniel, at the 10th verse. Now when Daniel learned that the decree had been published, he went home to his upstairs room where the window opened toward Jerusalem. 3 times a day he got down on his knees and prayed, giving thanks to his God, just as he had done before. Then these men went up as a group and found Daniel praying and asking God for help. So they went to the king and spoke to him about his royal decree. Did you not publish a decree that during the next 30 days, anyone who prays to any god or man except you, O king, will be thrown into the lion's den? The king answered, the decree stands in accordance with the laws of Medes and Persians, which cannot be repealed. Then they said to the king, Daniel, who is one of the exiles from Judah, pays no attention to you, O king, or the decree you put in writing. He still prays 3 times a day. When the king heard this, he was greatly distressed. He was determined to rescue Daniel and made every effort until sundown to save him. That's our text for the day. We had some awesome Bible studies,
Ashe.
Some real awesome Bible studies. And a few things that kind of stood out for me is when Nation of Yakodia told us that sometimes pain is God's pager to communicate with us.
Right.
And I remember my other brother told us that only in the dictionary does success come before work.
Yes, sir.
So what if I told you, understanding that our theme is again removing our mask, and we spend a lot of time talking about removing our own mask, but what do you do when a mask is put before you and you had no control, no circumstance, you did everything you do that was right, and still there was a mask put in front of you? So what if in spite of your past efforts, there was no way for me to guarantee you that your tomorrow will be no better than your yesterday? So in the Bible, it tells the story of a man named Daniel who was, as I read, a righteous man. And in this particular story, there was a king who ruled the land. And in this land, he had 120 governors. And above those 120, there were 3 administrators. And Daniel, because he was this trustworthy and righteous individual, was appointed to be, I guess, the chief administrator. But sometimes you got haters. Some say haters.
Haters.
And although he was one of these 3 great administrators, what these other people that were hating on him found is that there was no way to get to him other than to turn his faith against him. So in spite of his best effort, he did everything he knew to be right. He prayed 3 times a day, every day, and made sure that he served God first. So they made up this phony rule. This phony rule that said, well, king, the administrators went to the king and said, king, since you're the king, nobody should serve anyone but you. Knowing that Daniel, this righteous man, was still going to pray 3 times a day, every day. So naturally, the king says, okay, I agree. He signs this law and says nobody else is to pray to anybody other than me. And later on, they find Daniel praying. And as a result of his faithfulness, he was still thrown in the lion's den. Unfortunately, in our times, it seems as if we live in a society of haters, right? that we're so caught up in wanting to be the man or to be the God that we can't stand to see anybody else or stand to appreciate or congratulate or reward somebody else that's given the position. But understand that sometimes what is for you is just that. It's for you.
See.
And because of that, sometimes masks are put in front of you that you had no control over. Then you had no idea that his faithfulness would one day get him in trouble. And in today's times, socially, we have become a people, and I'm speaking of black people in general, that we've grown accustomed to these false masks or falsehoods, right? I have a group of friends who, for whatever reason, don't feel validated until they spent time in prison. So I found myself in these foolish arguments about who's who and what's what. Because we have this place on 26 in California is the Cook County Jail in the city of Chicago. And I remember at 22 years old, I was in jail, but unlike most of the other 22 years in jail, I was hitting the clock. So it was very depressing to see my peers. And all I'm doing is telling them, breathe in, hold your breath, boom, next. And every day for a summer, some about 450 young black men would process every day. They would come in by busloads and busloads, and some of them couldn't read, some couldn't do math, and they would have $1,000 bond and say, "Oh man, I got to pay 10%. What's that? It's $100." But it's unfortunate because we wore these false masks of being justified through our negative actions. Another false mask we talk about at camp is this man in a box. We spend a lot of time investing in important to you all in these things that society frames what a man is and the truth versus reality. We talk about, the man in the box has to be tough, has to be strong, has to have a lot of women, has to have a lot of money. Again, other false masks. Masks that you didn't necessarily put there, but we grow up in a society where you're taught outside of any positive experience is that this is what real manhood is. False masks. We live in a society that commitment to anything greater than yourself is seen as a negative thing. To be the one that wants to graduate, or to be the one that wants to wear the suit and the tie at work, you're labeled as the Uncle Tom, or as if it's something wrong with wanting to get ahead.
Right.
Sometimes I feel like we're the only people that takes pride in negative circumstances. Mm-hmm. And we wonder why we continue to take the second seat on the bus. Sometimes white folk don't understand why we make a big deal out of every little thing that happens in black society. Because if you kept us away from it for so long, we don't even know how to act when we get there. False masks. But it's funny, everybody knows what this is, right? Smartphone, right? And one of the most valuable apps that I own on my smartphone is this thing called Google Maps, right? And it's unfortunately for like the TomToms and the whoever's of the world, because once they start putting the app on the phone, there was no need to buy the TomTom, right? Outside of, and the beautiful thing about navigation is that high school students, sophomores, geometry, right? What's the shortest distance between 2 points? Straight line, right? But the wonderful thing about the navigation is that sometimes there are no such things as straight lines, right? And the navigation system, what it's designed to do, it's not necessarily try to give you the straightest path to get there, but to help you determine the best route to get around the obstacles, right? Sure. Just like in reality, there's no guarantee that there will not be any obstacles in life. Right. Only thing we're trying to show you is that if you just log into your GPS, every circumstance that we will live in our lifetime has already been done. And the beautiful thing about the navigation system is that if over there is my promise and this is my current position, all I have to do is type it into the GPS. Right. Now, although the easiest route may be for me to get to Deontay is to go straight through this table, understand that what is guaranteed to happen in life is that there will be obstacles. Simba promises you nothing. We spent the last, 6, 7, 8 days trying to impart wisdom and knowledge into you. I've been telling nation builders all summer long, we got 10 days to make a year's worth of influence. Yeah. Just 10 days. And we're not promising anybody that anything moving from this experience is going to make it any easier for you tomorrow. So we daily, we introduce you to libations. I think I heard you say earlier, the beautiful thing about our libations is that it connects us with our past, present, and future. Then after libations, early on in camp, we took you through a pain fire process. And what that process was not necessarily just simply removing your problems, but just a method for you to address your issues so that you can move on and go on about your life.
Okay.
Unfortunately, for a lot of us, is that outside of camp, there aren't too many experiences where you're guaranteed to find a black man that's going to tell you something good about yourself. And the one thing I appreciate about becoming a nation builder, being a nation builder, is that the love we show y'all is unconditional. I ain't your basketball coach. I don't give a damn how many points you score for me to win me a tournament or a game. And I can promise you, even with the basketball team that I have, the trophies just lay in my living room for about 2-3 years before they even make it to the church anyway. I ain't your football coach. How many touchdowns you score for me is not going to guarantee my career. I'm not your school administrator. Although I want you to do well, your test scores has no bearing on my well-being as an individual. My salary is not tied to your success. It's purely my will that it's my desire to see you do well that puts me in the position that I'm in. I don't like the woods. I don't like the bugs. We all sick, but I love Simba.
I say.
Understand this. Just rest assured, right? Until we have the camp is not over, Ashe.
Ashe.
We still got 2 more days of work left, Ashe.
Ashe.
But until that time, between now and Sunday, understand that everything that we're doing is gearing you all to be better tomorrow. Again, removing that mask, right? Just because sometimes there'll be circumstances that will be beyond your control. Some of us might not get into the high school we want to get into. Some of us might have to sit back and wait and deal with unemployment for a period of time until we get that type of job, that we want. But everything that we try to impart in you, it just has to do with holding on and endurance. We sing songs talking about perseverance and respect. Hopefully that lives with you. Most of y'all remember the songs a lot longer than you will the faces of the individuals that you stay with.
I say.
And to be honest with you, some of y'all grow so much over the course of time that I'm not going to even recognize you by the time you come back next year. But at the end of the day, Simba, understand that this camp is about you all. Ashe.
Ashe.
And all the things, and we've only been trying to focus on 3 things this year. We teach. You all listen. And we all learn. Ashe. Three things. What you get?
Welcome to our navigation system, our basic instructions before we get hurt.
I say. You got a Wu-Tang fan.
Our sports and our school has no well-being for
I'll say.
Our life has obstacles that we have to face.
Life has obstacles. I'll say. Go ahead, son.
I am not so big.
It's my son.
Just like that. Look just like you.
Give it up for my son. Hey, give me something, son. You give me something every morning.
You have to remove the mask.
You have to remove the mask because it's removing the mask.
Can you stand beside you for a minute? It's almost scary.
That dude like,
Get over there. I swear it's almost scary. Get close to him. Get close.
I don't love it. He's calling me scarfing somebody's home. I mean, baby daddy.
who's that baby daddy?
I'm the pappy.
You gotta get this one.
Mama, you got that.
Don't move.
Oh, now they done brought the intense land.
Chris about to be in trouble. That's what's about to happen.
I'm the pappy.
Give me 1 second.
Why you say you were moving?
Yeah, what mom?
Send me that. All right.
Go ahead.
We the only people that seem to thrive off negative.
Go ahead, Willie. Can't control the mask in the front.
You live in a society where you feel like overachieving is a bad thing.
The strange path isn't always the correct path.
Straight path's not always the right path.
The obstacles that we go through is already written and done.
I say. Teach, listen, learn.
All we have to do is plug into our navigation.
Plug into the navigation system, get there.
Let's see. Maintain your integrity. You look at the text, Daniel, although he knew that individuals were plotting against him, he didn't change himself. He continued to honor what he was supposed to do.
I say.
I say.
With that being said, Simba, y'all ready to start your day?
I say.
Y'all ready to start your day?
I say.
All right.
Before we do that, guys, we just want to be able to let you guys know that our brother Daryl's going to be leaving us, and we just want to be able to speak into your life. Come on up here for a second.
Daryl,
Go ahead.
we love you. Say, Daryl, we love you. We love you. We really do. We really do. You know we really do. You know we really do. We really do. We really do. You know we really do. Oh, we really do. I went to whoa, whoa, whoa.
Listen, it's not easy to let people into the nation. As a matter of fact, I fought with many people with this adult lab piece. I think last year we got it right. The real issue we have is we love you, and our job is to protect you. So how people come into the nation is important to us. And I know it's rigorous for a lot of people. Some people come from these positions in life where they're in authority, and yet you have to come here and somehow be subjected to a skinny dude named Yahel. Well, you gotta listen to. I know it ain't easy, guys, but you know the beauty about Simba is we all had to walk the same path. And so I just want to say to you, knowing who you are to your community, to say I'm gonna go through the adult lab and I'm gonna come back and earn my hood means a lot. We just want to say we love you and welcome to the family, brother.
Thank you. Say thank you, and I will see you next year.
All right. So that when you're seeing them, you can greet them, especially when we coming late to camp. The fact that Heather and I work together, we were able to coordinate a lot. Most of your camp, most of what you're experiencing is the direct result of her work. She She will be leaving today. Her daughter Trinity will be leaving today, as well as Nakia, sometime between now and lunch. So we can give her a round of applause too. Even if it's yours, do me a favor and do not touch someone else's mask. Can we leave them there? Can we all agree to just leave the masks where they are? We don't move them until Sunday. Ashay? So just want to be able to communicate that. You guys are going to have a short amount of time for your projects or for your going at 10:30. So I'm going to turn it back over to Head Nation Builder Chris.
You got an announcement?
All right, and you guys' workbooks, you have notebook paper. On those sheets of notebook paper, I need you to write what I've learned at Simba. Write a sentence. What I've learned at Simba is blank, blank, blank. Or what Simba has taught me is blank, blank, blank. Basically. For my returning Simbas, I want you to write. I'm so Simba, and put a memory that you have from a past year. Like mine. I'm so Simba. I remember Head Nation Builder Yahel with Take Up Boots.
Hurry up real quick. I'm so Simba. I remember canoeing across the lake and sleeping in the tent.
I feel
making a song.
But yeah, real quick. What
song y'all made?
My brother's house. Oh yeah.
Okay.
A forensic piece.
Very good. Baba to Elder Shed. We're gonna do Elder Sweat. We're gonna do it at 11:30. He said it's gonna be really brief. He just wanted to make that space available to you. I talked to one of our Junior Nation builders who missed out. If you just feel like you missed and you didn't get a chance, I don't want just anybody to sweat with the elders. Typically, it is a few. It is the last sweat before they close down. So I talked to a couple of people and told them it was okay, but this isn't that sweat for you just to be going to go. Right? This is really the sweat reserved for the elders. So there will definitely not be any Simbas in there. But there might be one person from fire, the adults, the senior staff, and some of the senior nation builders. You feel like you want to come gonna do 11:30. Then Zell, if you could go make sure now you and them know that we're gonna do the elder sweat at 11:30. Alright? And so if something happens that nobody's decided, if we can just communicate that, because that means after lunch they'll get with fire and start preparing the shit, shut it down.
Alright. 10:30. Umoja, Kuja Chakalia, and Eugenia. Fire. You all will be doing mountain board and adult lab. Mountain board. You all will meet. Let's meet on the chairs, right there in the circle.